I did want to respond to the repeated argument that long lines are a problem, registration is a problem. Somehow the fact that we have tolerated a lot of burdens means that another burden we should just accept without question. And I love someday Brad and I will sit up here and debate whether or not we need voter registration requirements, or whether or not we certainly need them implemented in the way they are in the United States as opposed to the way they are in places where the government actually takes the responsibility of ensuring that people have the right to vote. But at this point, I do think that if we're going to layer on additional burdens on top of the ones that we've already imposed, we should have a pretty damn good reason for doing so, with some real empirical support for the problem that we're trying to address. And if people really wanted to, the broken window theory, assumes that you actually have broken windows, or you have, whatever, you have graffiti that you want to clean up. And that by cleaning that all up, you're going to deter people who otherwise would do things. After 6 years, we don't have any evidence of that at this point. And so we're now in the position where you're using a device that focuses very, very narrowly on an unproven and extremely difficult and not very intelligent a type of voter fraud. And we're not addressing much more serious things. So if you want to give people confidence in the integrity of the system, there are much, much more meaningful measures that one could take than this. This is not going to make people feel safe about their system when they know that absentee ballot fraud or ballot stuffing or all the other things that actually have been documented are going totally unaddressed by the states. Instead, they're picking a particular type of voter ID that they know particular groups do not have, and they're using that as a substitute for serious measures to address